What's up, tubers? It's your boy Itchy, and I'm finally ready to give you my review of the all-new iPhone 5S. It's been on the market for about 2 weeks, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so I wanted to do something real quick and get straight to the point and ultimately let you guys know if this phone is worth your dollars or worth an upgrade. And let's start with build quality. This, in my opinion, is still the best built phone out there. The HTC being a very close rival, HTC One, excuse me, being a very close rival. But overall, I think in terms of just form factor and been doing it for a long time, you got to go with the iPhone. It's built tough for the most part, but it also feels like a premium device in your hand. And when you're paying $200 and $300, that's what you really care about. When you compare this device to the iPhone 5, the iPhone 5S doesn't look a whole lot different. Everything is pretty normal or in the same spots that you're used to seeing it to, very familiar. But this button is different and the flash is different. You now have a dual flash and you now have a different home button which houses a fingerprint scanner, and it works very well for what it does. I mean, you pretty much hold your finger over it, it unlocks it, and you're good to go. Other than that, from the outside, there's really not a lot that you can tell has changed. This phone obviously not being the best example because it is wrapped in a new slick wrap for the iPhone 5S, but overall, if you looked at these two and you didn't spot the flash or the home button, you wouldn't tell a difference between the 5S and the 5. On the hardware side, that can be said, absolutely. But on the software side, there are some great differences. This phone sports a 64-bit architecture. It also sports a new A7 processor. And when I say it's fast and snappy, it is probably the most consistent quality experience that I've had with a smartphone. And I've tested several, but this is my favorite. If you're coming from anything other than a iPhone 5, in the Apple family that is, you'll be pleasantly surprised and you will just say, wow, this just blows what I was using out of the water. And to be honest, if you're coming from an iPhone 5 to a 5S, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised and you'll be shocked at how snappy, and how fast this experience really is. This experience is a little different. I can't quite explain it or put my finger on it. Maybe it's because iOS 7 was truly optimized for this device, but it just works, in my opinion, a little better than it does on the iPhone 5. And I've had a chance to use both of those devices with iOS 7, and I prefer it on the iPhone 5S. Other than that, would I upgrade to this device from an iPhone 5? It depends. If you got the money, maybe. If you just like new technology, definitely. If you want a better experience, definitely. Anything other than iPhone 5 is a no-brainer, including most Android phones, with the exception if you like a larger screen, this may not be for you, as it still sports the 4-inch screen. Now, when the iPhone 6 rolls around, I do expect Apple to up the screen size a little bit more, somewhere between somewhere in the range of 4.2 to 4.5 inches. We'll just have to see if that actually happens. I just gotta think it will, because people are doing less calling on mobile devices and they're doing a lot more of media consumption, whether it be news, gaming, YouTube, IGN, whatever your favorite site is, porno. People want to watch reviews and they want to watch media on their mobile phones because it's with them all the time and it's convenient. And gaming, as you guys know, is huge on mobile devices as well. So all that being said, I think this is an excellent device. You know, maybe not phone of the year, but it's definitely in the top 3 phones of the year, even with an S on the end, which also is a very interesting point, because I understood the S with the 4S, but with the 5S, I don't know what the S is for. I know some people say sucker, but I don't think so, because I honestly think this is an awesome device, and it is my daily driver. I had been alternating between this and the HTC One, but using this device coupled with iOS 7 has made me fall back in love with my Apple product again, my handset, even with the smaller screen. That does detract a little bit from some of the multimedia experience. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're interested in buying a iPhone, Android, or if you're waiting out to see what next year has to bring. There's a lot of great offerings on the market right now. You've got the Note 3, you've got the S4, you've got the HTC One, you've got the Moto X, a lot of Androids. You've also got the Nokia Lumia, and you've got the iPhone. So there's a ton of great phones out there, which ultimately means that there's a lot of great options out there for consumers. I just happen to like the iOS experience because it's familiar to me and it works very well. And it went up a notch with the iPhone 5S. So I can't wait to see what Apple's future offerings will bring. And I'll see you guys in the next video. But before I go, there's one quick note. The motion processor, the secondary chip that's built into this phone, has been reported to have some issues with some users where the compass was not functioning correctly, and the gyroscope or the motion controls in certain games was not functioning well also. I don't know if a firmware update will come out to address these issues or if it's a hardware issue. With my particular device, I have not noticed any major issues that are hindering me from using this device. But interestingly enough, when you look at an iPhone 5 and an iPhone 5S side by side, and you pull up the compass, there is a huge difference in geographic location. And certain people, when they're playing games and they try to hold the phone straight out, because the motion is off, it's pulling to the left or pulling to the right. So hopefully Apple can address the gyroscopic conditions and calibrate the sensor, and it's not a big deal, and they can do that in an update. Otherwise, I don't know, maybe we'll have to all trade our iPhones in and get new ones. Again, I'm not having any major issues, but a lot of people out there are reporting that they are. Just go online and search motion issues with iPhone 5S. You'll find 100 articles and videos. Whew, that was a lot to say. Thank you so much for watching this video review. And again, with that being said, I definitely do think this is one of the best phones on the market. Absolute powerhouse with just 2 cores, might I add, and 1 gig of RAM. And it will run with the best that Android has to offer, which doubles that RAM, sometimes even triples that RAM and number of cores. Thank you so much. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if there is something else that you'd like me to review. More videos coming soon. That's all I got.